Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a brief discussion video for you guys. This is one that I've been wanting to talk about for a little while now. This is going to be on the subject of collecting music. Now, if you are someone that does collect music, I'm sure that many of you are aware that many bands have came out with bundles and box sets and deluxe editions and all that good stuff to albums. Whether it's a band that's coming out with a new album release, or it's a band that's maybe even reissuing an album, and maybe one of the reissues available is a box set. I know that some bands have done that, especially if the band has been around for years and they want to make a box set for one of their classics, of course. And I think that's all cool and all, don't get me wrong, and I have no issue with people collecting that stuff. And I do have friends that even collect album bundles and box sets and stuff like that. Now, if that is something that you do, I have no issue with that whatsoever. If that's your preferred way of pre-ordering music, by all means. It's just not something that I do. And of course, I will give you my reasons to why that is. I'm sure that some of you might have noticed, but if you have not noticed, I usually don't collect album bundles whenever pre-ordering albums or purchasing albums or whatever. Now, of course, I have made some exceptions in the past, such as for the album you see in the background here, Outlive by Demon Hunter. But of course, at the time, the reason I pre-ordered that album is because, well, I was basically a biased fanboy, admittedly, and at the time I considered Demon Hunter to be my favorite band, and I was willing to put $50 down for that album and put everything else aside if it means me having the box set for Demon Hunter's next album. That's basically the kind of fan that I was, you know. I was a fanboy, all right? I'll just say that for Demon Hunter. So that's, of course, why I had to make an exception for Outlive, the box set, of course. But I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that nowadays it's not really something that I do, not even for a band like Demon Hunter, because they've came out with other albums since then, and it's like I never even bought the box sets and booklets and stuff like that for their albums to come after that. I don't do this with any other band as well, and maybe some of you are wondering why that is. Now, I have seen box sets and bundles for other albums and stuff, like I've seen some of the bundles for even some of Dream Theater's albums, and those look cool. But is it anything that I would purchase? No, not necessarily. I would just rather purchase the regular CD. So, without further ado, I will get into my reasons to why I do not collect album bundles and box sets and stuff like that. Now, one of the biggest reasons why this is, and I would say that this is probably the number one reason why I do not collect album bundles, is mainly due to the price. Now, like I said, I've paid about $50 for the Outlive box set, and it's not something that I'd be willing to do nowadays. I don't want to pay $50+ for just one album. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to pay $50 for music, I'm going to make sure to get a few albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just rather get like 3 regular CDs for that price than a box set. Now, of course, that'll depend on the band, you know, but it is what it is. But yeah, the price, I just don't want to put that much money down for a bundle, especially if it's for one album. And, you know, if the album doesn't even hold up that well, you know, later down the line, of course, it's like, well, I don't know what else to say about it. But yeah, the price is definitely a massive deal breaker for me. Now, another reason I can think of for sure is basically the, I guess, stuff that you can do with a lot of the stuff that you get in the bundles. Now, whenever you do pre-order a bundle for an album, and, you know, they do try to make it worth it, you know, with all the stuff that you get with it. You know, sometimes you'll get maybe some merch and, you know, a certificate of authenticity, and, you know, you do get a lot of cool stuff sometimes whenever you do pre-order bundles. But my attitude with that nowadays is, how many times are you going to take that stuff out of the box set or whatever and look at it? You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, even from my experience, it's just going to be sitting on the shelf collecting dust. You know, because there's really no reason for me to keep taking it down off the shelf and, you know, taking a look at this stuff. Now, of course, you can do that if you want, but I don't know. It's just not something that you'll do all that often. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I don't really see it that worth it to me. Now, of course, I know there's a lot of collector's value in it, and I have no issue with that, but, you know, I just, again, going back to the price idea, that's something that does play a factor for me. Now, another reason I can think of, now, this last reason here that I do want to mention, it's not really a deal breaker. I feel like it's just something that kind of adds to why I don't collect bundles, and that's mainly due to the space. Now, typically, I cannot stand when people use space as an excuse to not collect something, because I have heard that from people before. Oh, well, I just don't have the space. Well, my response to that is make space. You know, I can think of a good example. You know, I was running out of space on my current CD shelf for the longest time, and I eventually got a new shelf, and now I have a lot more space. So, yeah, if you don't have space, make space. All right? I mean, I don't know what else you want me to tell you there. You know, stop making these cheap excuses. All right? Now, I am definitely a big supporter in collecting physical music, so yeah. I do encourage a lot of people to collect physical music, and I'm not saying that, you know, it has to be box sets. You know, obviously, when it comes to collecting box sets, you know, that can cost a lot of money, and I can see how that can be an excuse to not have enough space, I guess, because obviously box sets and bundles, they do take up more space than regular CDs do. So yeah, these are just a few reasons, but again, the price is really the biggest reason, you know, because I just don't want to put that much money down for one album. So there you have it. That's why I do not collect bundles for albums and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys collect album bundles? Feel free to let me know. And if not, let me know why that is. And is it for the same reasons as my reasons? Feel free to let me know. So with that being said, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.